I was driving the other day and I forgot to turn on the radio. So I started thinking deep into my life and how people live their lives. Most people leave by accident. They'll wake up and they'll react to whatever happened that day and then go to sleep. They are a passenger in their own life, their own body. I want to go back to a time when I used to treat video games with more respect in my life. I used to spend hours grinding, leveling up characters that didn't exist. And I'm sure I'm not the only one like this, right? We would worry about their stats, we would worry about their money, and we would have all this plan for our characters. Then we would turn off the computer, the console, or the phone, or whatever you use these days, and treat real life like trash. I was just existing with nothing to show for it. And then that's when I made the switch. I think it was around 2018 when I stopped playing video games, but then I got back into it when my favorite video games released a new server in 2019. But then I quit again in 2020. Near the end of 2020, I decided I wanted to turn my life into the project, like the video game. I decided to become the character I would put all my energy in. I sat down, went on my phone, and wrote a list of everything that I wanted in life. At the end of it, I had a list of all those impossible things, or what seemed impossible at the time. But I remembered me in the video game being so powerful, being able to outmaneuver grown men and raising clans and guilds and like having multiple people follow me. I realized I could do all of this in real life too. I've already gained all the fucking experience that I needed. So I put my plans into action. I deleted everything that was related to gaming, including the friends. And I promise you, at that time, I was at the very rock bottom. I was broke, I was struggling, and I was in a very bad environment. I actually wanted to end it all, but I didn't give up because I'm not a quitter. Before I gave up, I knew I had to try everything, do everything in my power. So I gave myself 5 years to change everything in my life. And if I could try my hardest, my absolute hardest, with no stone left unturned, and life was still terrible, then I would probably end myself. And I wasn't going to try it for a week. I wanted to treat it like an actual long science project. Brick by brick, day by day, collect data, plans into action, collect more data, fail, try again, fail, try again, until I actually started succeeding in some aspects. And the reason why I'm telling you this is not because I want to boast or anything like that. It's been more than 5 years now, and I've realized that I've accomplished more than 80% of my list. Most of it was hard, I promise you. There were times where I almost broke down. There were times where I actually had tears. People will tell you men don't cry, but I promise you, there were times where I had to fucking cry, but it had to be thug tears. I had to get back to fucking work. I had to be consistent. I had to keep going. People still reach out to me and be like, oh my god, you've accomplished this in such short time, you are so lucky. And they don't fucking realize, bro, the amount of times where I had to be in a fucking corner and be like, I can't do this, and talk myself into doing things. I'm talking about some big projects that I had no business getting myself into, just because in the name of growth, I'm going to do it anyway. So I just kept taking more and more heavy things and heavier tolls, and next thing I knew, I was throwing big events that was breaking records for companies. I was setting up millions of dollars of advertisement for companies. But it all started with me not giving up, me saying I am not going to, end my life without actually giving my all, without stop trying to be a victim. But it all started with me saying, no, I am not going to give up, and I am going to want more for my life. I am going to push boundaries. People do not understand the math of life. Everyone wants a home run. They want the big break. But you have to understand that life doesn't work like a movie. You have to go through the compound interest first. You have to do the small things. You have to pick up the small pebble before you can get to the boulder. You'll have to improve 1% every single day. And sometimes you won't even notice it. On the random Tuesday that you started to work out for the week, and then the following Monday, you will be looking the exact same. But a lot of people will quit because people are expecting to see result in a week. They're expecting to see result in a month, in 3 months. Motherfuckers will say, I'm working so hard, but nothing is changing. But they are wrong. That is 1% compound interest. In 1 year, and 5 years, and 10 years, you'll suddenly look up, and then you'll be way more further than you were before. You'll be on top of a mountain. But it all started with that 1%. That 1% turned into 1,000% because it kept multiplying itself. You'll realize in 5 years and 10 years that you've built an empire, but it took you being consistent on the days that it felt boring, on the days that it felt like you wasn't doing any progress. You have to trust the math. You have to trust that the work that you do in the dark will eventually shine in the light. And the best part isn't money or the cars. The best part is what happens to your mind because it starts growing. You start planning even bigger. You start planning more efficient, more grandiose. Problems that used to ruin your week are now just another Tuesday morning. Things that used to scare you are not a big deal anymore. And you know why? Because you're a lifelong learner. You stopped being the victim. You started being a student. And when you treat your life like a project, failure is data. It is just feedback telling you how to play the game better next time. Here's a challenge for you. Don't wait next year. We're already in the beginning of a new year. Some of you already quit half the stuff that you said you were going to do, if not all of them. I don't want you to wait till Monday either. Do what I did. Go to the end. Burn the boats. Imagine that you're at the end of your life. Write down all the stories. Write down all the things you would have done. Like imagine if you were 90 right now. What are the things you would have accomplished? What are the places you would have visited? What are the people you would have met? What are the people you would have helped? What are the things you would have built? Write it all down. This is your project. And do not start tomorrow morning. Start today. Tomorrow morning you should be continuing what you started today. Start laying the first brick today. Make your life your masterpiece, your big project.